Hello everybody, I'm back for a new video and I've got lots to tell you. So, starting off, I have a brand new website for my recipes and formulas that I've been selling for the past few years. Many of you have bought them, so thank you very much. And I've been selling them on Etsy, but the fees, I don't want to go too in depth here, but the fees on Etsy have become so ridiculous. After looking at even just last year's figures, how much I paid them in fees was, I think it worked out about 15% overall. So 15% of my revenue went to Etsy in fees. And you know, if you're selling quite a few, that's like a big chunk of money. So I thought, what can I do? And I know a lot of people like to shop on Etsy, but I thought, I've got a good following now. People can trust me. The downloadable files, that's all I do on the Etsy website. So I've set up a new Shopify website, which is called handmadesoaprecipes.com, and the links will be down below. So there's all my new social media. For that, there's Instagram. I haven't done a Facebook because I don't really want to do Facebook for that side. It's not really required because when people need my help, you generally message me. So instead, obviously, of Etsy Messenger, you now use the website and just send me a message or an email or a DM on Instagram. So follow my new Instagram, which is also Handmade Soap Recipes. You will notice the name of this channel will also change, but my handle, or my URL rather, has to stay at youtube.com/thefutureprint, which is what it's always been. They've done something where you can't change that anymore, but you'll still find me anyway. So all the links for my YouTube and Instagram are on the new website, so take a look at that. I've got a list here of things I need to tell you. There's new recipes available, so I've just done the bath milk. I do like a luxury bath milk that's vegan. You can use different milks if you want to. There's like options to swap and change different ingredients. So there's a new one of those, and there's also a new essential oil blend which has just gone up this week. There's a newsletter that I'm going to be doing. There's also a blog on this website, so I'm doing a blog to coincide with the videos that I make here. So generally this channel will be about testing fragrances that most of us have got access to, so I'll try and include lots of British ones, lots of American ones. American fragrance supplies I just tend to use like Nature's Garden or Brambleberry. Nature's Garden probably more than any of them. And then in this country I use Scent Perfect, I use Gracefruit, who now stock the Sensory Perfection range. Candle Shack I use. So I'm going to do like all different soaps and just trialing different test fragrances. So I'll be making like one loaf of soap, and then all the micas that I'll be using, and clays and botanicals and things like that. Obviously you've watched me make soap before, so I always tell you which ones I'm using. I have to show you this. The other day I went to Hobbycraft, which is a big like arts and crafts shop in the UK. They're like a big chain, and they've got these. So I've decanted all of my micas into these little containers. So each one, I've got to show you this because I'm just like, it's great. I've got all my purples and reds in this one, you can kind of tell. So each one is a little box, and they all just like slot into here. The only thing is I've had to use some like cling wrap like on the inside of each one, because otherwise it would like poof everywhere. So that's what I've done. But yeah, they're all like, there's my micas inside. So a lot of these are Mica Mama ones. So I've just labelled them all. I don't know if you can be able to see this. You might be able to. So I've just labelled like each one with all of the CI numbers, so I've got it like to hand. So when I'm doing my new recipes, or new soaps rather, I always write down, the colours that I'm using, so all the numbers are there, so all the CI numbers are there. So I've got 2 of these so far. I've got to go back and get some more. So here's my blues, and I've started on my greens. So it's purples and I think, pinks, going into blues and greens and yellows, and then I've got a load of reds and more pinks and oranges and things like that. But I thought they'd be great for botanicals as well. You could keep all of your herbs and things like that in these. They're sort of plenty big enough for what I use them for anyway. So yeah, I got 2, and I think they're about £11 something. But I'm sure if you're in the States, you probably could find something very similar. But look how easy that is to store on a shelf in a storeroom, rather than having like pots and pots and pots of micas. I normally decant mine into like little containers, but I thought, oh my God, this is like a game changer. Okay, the other thing I'm going to be doing today to make this soap is using the ice method for my lye water, which I've never done before. I saw Muddy Mint do this. I've not watched their video, but they have done a video recently on YouTube showing the process, I believe, but I've not watched it yet. I just saw the Instagram post and I thought, I've never done that before. In all my years of making soap, it's never even crossed my mind to do this. So today I'm using that method and it's worked out fabulous. The soap is actually behind me that we're making today. But yeah, that's like, oh my God, a game changer. The amount of time that I saved, I mean, just making one loaf of, 5 pounds of soap, it's like, it's not that long a process anyway, but that just significantly brought down the time that was required to do it. So I'm like over the moon. So today, starting off this new thing I'm doing, I am making almost autumn soap. And this is the fragrance. I'll just see if it's gonna. So this is from Nature's Garden, obviously. And this one, I've just pulled it up on their website. There's a really nice picture. I don't know if you'd be able to pick this up, maybe. I go in slowly. There you go. I'm coming as close as I can. There's like a really nice picture of a cup of coffee surrounded by like leaves, and it's got like a really nice sort of autumn look to it. So the fragrance, it says that, okay, I'm just looking on their website, my laptop's over here. So top notes of lemon, bergamot, orange, middle notes jasmine, violet petals, soft cashmere, base notes creamy sandalwood, vanilla and musk. So it says almost autumn fragrance oil from Nature's Garden brings a warm, cosy feeling to your candles and bath and body products. At the top of the scent you'll find citrus notes opening to the aroma of soft cashmere. Notes of creamy sandalwood and musk bring an element of warmth to the fragrance oil. A beautifully balanced aroma to bring in the fall season. Now when I first smelled this I didn't think much to it, but now I get where they're coming from with the scent. I thought, oh, this is actually lovely, and I can smell all of the notes. I can smell like a citrusy top note, and then I can get like those soft sort of musky florals. The cashmere, whatever cashmere smells like, I don't know, but it's got this like ambery like warmth to this blend. And then you can smell the sandalwood. It's lovely, and it supposedly doesn't discolour. On, they put the little flower soap on their website. It's sort of just like a neutral, not even tan, it's almost like a pale beigey sort of colour. So I'm using 3 different micas in this one, and you'll see as I get making. So I think that's all I need to tell you before we get to making this. So nice to be back. Hopefully I can do 1 a week is what I'm planning to do. So when I've done the video, I'll also be taking pictures to put on my blog. So each fragrance that we test, I will do a blog post to coincide with the video. So you can go to the website and you can check out pictures and see how the soap actually turned out. And then if you need any help, then you can just message me. So that's all my new stuff to tell you. So links below for all that, and let's get making. Okay, so I just got my ice cubes here. So same weight obviously as water, but it's ice. And this is just ice cubes that I buy in big bags from the supermarket. Specifically Waitrose, because it's the supermarket that's right down by the shop. So all you do is pour your lye into the ice. I've got my goggles on, by the way. Obviously make sure you're wearing your protective gear. And this will just start to melt immediately because it's hot and cold. So you can just mix it up a bit. It's already starting to turn, like immediately. 0 fumes. This is great. So I'll show you again. It's turned into a liquid straight away, literally seconds. Do you know, I cannot believe I've never done this before, and I don't see anybody do this. So where on earth, Muddy Mint, Simmy, where on earth did you get this idea from? I've no idea. probably in some random post somewhere that I've just never been aware of. But yeah, I've never seen anyone do this in a video. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that's a no-brainer. I just cannot believe that I've not heard that before. In all of the years I've been soap making, since 2006, I've never seen this. So, to me, that's just like a total game changer. So, I'm just going to leave it, obviously, and I'll let you know how long that takes. So, it is now 25 to 5. So you'll see how long this takes to melt. It's nearly there, so there you go. It's almost water. Sorry, it's almost just liquid. So just going to check my oils that I've just heated up, and we'll see how far off we are. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so my liquid oils and my cocoa butter are here that I've just heated, and I'm just going to decant them into this bigger bucket. Some cocoa butter. It's not quite dissolved, but it'll be there in a minute. Right. Okay, so it's now 2 minutes later. I'm just seeing how this water is. Yeah, it's dissolved, and I can't feel any warmth really. It just feels sort of like lukewarm. So that is absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to make sure that it's all, yeah, it all looks dissolved completely. So I'm just going to leave that for a few seconds, a couple of minutes, sorry. Put my other liquid oils into this, and we should be almost ready to go. I'll show you the fragrance. So I'm using 2%. And it's very sort of clear, like a clear liquid. It's got ever such a slight yellow hint to it, not much though. So also I bought these containers from Hobbycraft. I'll show you. I got a set of, I think it was 8. There's some more here. But they were like, oh, I don't know, not very much at all. Like a few pounds for all this stuff. It's been a godsend this week going over there, but I do need to go back. I'm going to take my mum because my mum needs to get some new paints, and all their paints are half price at the moment, so we shall make another trip there. Okay, I'm just checking my temps. So I'm soaping at 36.3 degrees centigrade, 97.3 Fahrenheit. So we're pretty damn cool. I would normally soap at around 40 C. So this should go pretty good, I think. So I've got myself sorted. I've got a spoon. I've got 3 jugs that I'm going to use for the colours. I'm just going to split that off into 3 colours, and hopefully that should be all right. Okay, I'm just going to pour my lye into my oils, and there's a little bit of scum in this lye just because I've been using the same spatula going backwards and forwards from my lye to my oils. But here's the lye mixture, and it looks perfect to me. So I'm just going to pour that in. So we might get a false trace to start with because I'm soaping pretty cool. One thing I didn't check was if this actually accelerates or not. Let me see. No ricing, no discoloration, no separation, no acceleration. So we should be alright. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, I got a false trace. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but what happens is the mixture looks like it's curdled, and if you just keep stick blending, so what I do is I stick blend on my low setting of my stick blender. I've got 2 buttons, so if you've got that on your stick blender, then use the slower button and stir as you're mixing, and you'll see it slowly go back to a pretty liquid form. So in less than 20 minutes my soap batter and my lye was ready, So I'd say that's a win, wouldn't you? That's just awesome to me. Okay, I'm going to add this fragrance. So when it first hits the batter, it goes a almost white colour. Pour into our containers. See how we go with this. Lovely fluid batter. So this is my original recipe, not the palm oil free. If you use a full water, I guess it would be okay. This is actually a 40% water discount. So by that I mean I've taken 40% of the water out of the required amount from just doing a regular calculation using soap calc. Okay, I'm going to colour those. I'm going to leave the rest neutral. So I kind of like how that always looks. So I won't pour any yet. I'm going to start doing my micas. Just move that away. So I've got my copper. So this was bright, what's it called? Bright brushed copper from Mica Mama. Shouldn't need too much because there's only a little bit going in the jug. So there's my fern green. Use any green. There's a really good green. I really like pistachio from Mica Mama, and olive gold is really lovely. And that's the dark orange. It's almost like a red, but it's actually orange. I'm going to stir with my spoon just to stop any acceleration. Not that it's going to, but it's because I'm using that discount, I don't want it to move fast by stick blending that now. Okay, I'm going to start with, I think, the dark orange first. Then I'm going to use a little bit of that neutral shade. And the green. Then the copper. So there's not going to be much going on with it, it's just going to be all those shades sort of merging into each other. And we do a pretty top. It's just starting to thicken now. I'm guessing if you use full water it probably wouldn't. It'd probably stay pretty fluid, I would imagine, for quite some time. I reckon you'd have quite a long time to play if you wanted to try that with like a different type of swirl. You'd be alright to do like a Taiwan, I would imagine. But it's still staying nice and fluid regardless. It's just a little bit thicker because of the discount. But it's still plenty of time to play. Just wondering whether to do a... Yeah, we'll bring it in from the sides, I think. From the side there. Big floppy side bits. And then I'm going to bring in that there, that there. That looks very nice and autumnal, I think. I don't think it really needs anything. I was just toying with the idea of the yarrow. I don't know though. What else have I got? Let me have a think. Do we need anything? I don't think we really do. It's just going to be a nice flippy top on it really. So yeah, that is almost autumn from Nature's Garden. It soaked very nice.
even with a 40% water discount. So I'll be back to cut this shortly and we'll see what it turns out like. And then, as I said, I'll do a blog post so you've got some nice pictures and we'll see how that goes. So I will see you in a short while. Okay, we're going to start cutting this, and I'm actually going to cut on my tank today because this is a one-off. I'm not going to get many bars out of it, so I thought I'll cut it on the tank and then it should give me, I think, about 17 bars. And because it's just a test, I'll be selling this on my future Primitive Soap website to my customers for autumn. So all of these that I'm going to be making, I'm going to be doing a series of autumnal soaps. So they'll be a little cheaper, I think, because they are just tests. So some of them will probably never come back around again, although this probably will, because this soap's lovely actually. But yeah, that's what I plan to do with them. So it came out pretty nice, look. I did go ahead and just finish off bits of the batter when I'd finished filming yesterday, just to, there was like some little bits left and I thought I'll just put them on the top of the soap there. I'm just going to trim the edge off so I don't have to do that in a minute. So I just like to go down the side and just take those edges. So let's put it on the tank. I've not used the tank for a long time now. And give it a little cut. You can see how this turns out. Don't need a sample that big, blimey. Okay, so this is just, my tank is just an inch cutter. My other ones that I make are normally about 1.25 inches, which is quite a significant difference actually. But I thought I'd just make these a bit smaller. So there we go. So I did the drop swirl, if you remember, which is literally just dropping the batter into the mould bit by bit. It's actually come out quite nice. The only thing I will say, the green, I would have liked it to have been a little bit more vibrant, but it's all right. The orange has actually come out super orange. That's pretty true to type that you're seeing on this video as well. It actually looks like it does in real life where I am. So yeah, I think this came out pretty good. So these are probably about 4.5 ounces, something like that. I like to have a good sort of 5.5 ounce bar normally, but you know, for tests it doesn't really matter. They're just a quickly made bar of soap. So the scent on first sniff, as it's cut the next day, is kind of strange. It's not too strong. And I used 2%, I think. So you probably could use a little bit more. I think that would be a wise choice to use maybe 3%. Just see what they allow. It's 9, isn't it? Body wash, bath, shampoo, bar soap, you can use 16.2%, it says on the IFRA document on the Nature's Garden website. Well, we're not going to be using 16%, but you probably could go quite high. I mean, here in the UK, we generally don't go higher than 3% for fragrance. But in the States, I know that you can. So with this one, you probably could go a bit higher. Probably wouldn't hurt too much. So there we go. That is almost autumn. I mean, it looks quite nice. It's not my most beautiful soap I've ever made, but I do like a drop swirl. It's just a simple bar. So yeah, I've got 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 bars out of that. So I could have actually made my mixture a little bit higher. I'll just weigh this first one. Obviously it's going to lose a few grams. after curing, and then each bar will probably be a little bit different. Yeah, 140 grams. So that ain't bad really, that's quite a nice size. And I think that's bang on 5, isn't it? Yeah, bang on 5 ounces, but each one probably won't be that much, so I'll have to put a minimum, probably about 130. So I'm going to trim up some of these. I'm just going to show you what the finished bar will look like, and then I'll take pics for the blog. That there will be a blog post to coincide with this video very soon. I'll try and do them as quickly as I can. So that's the finished bar with the edges taken off. Alright, I will be back with you for the next one. I don't know what we're going to make next. If you've got any suggestions of soaps you want me to make, or like fragrances you want me to use, then leave a comment down below and I'll see if I've got it in stock, and if not, then we can always do some orders later. But that's the first one, so almost autumn. I've got tons of Nature's Garden stuff to get through, and I've also got some new Brambleberry ones that I've not used yet, and of course I've got lots of British ones that I've used many times in the past that I can sort of do some quick videos on. So I will see you for the next one. Hope you're all well. Ta-ta.